Nation, we are live. Happy Friday. Friday's my CEO day. It's been a crazy day. I woke up at 5 this morning. It's been nonstop go, go, go. And came up with some amazing stuff today. Anyway, we're going to start our show. No Quit Living. First one in the house. Welcome aboard. Ask us your questions. Give it a pin. Let's bring in Mark. We're doing Q&A Friday. Q&A Friday. The bonus episode of the Something to Prove podcast. Mark is going to be outside, probably. Oh, he's not outside. Wow.
Yes. How's it going?
Extra special for us that he put a shirt on. He went inside. All of it.
I don't have my normal my laptop normally holds this, and it's not here. So here we go. Handheld for half an hour. Let's go.
Handheld for half an hour. He's looking extra dark though. It's very dark. You need some light on you.
You want some more light?
Yeah, we need some more light.
Is that better?
It's a little bit better. I think the background light is too. It's
too
bright.
What about now?
That's
if I just
orangey,
do this,
okay,
if I just do this the whole time.
Great. Just turn off your background lights.
Oh my goodness. Let's go. Welcome to the Something to Prove podcast. This is a very special bonus episode where Evan and I answer your questions. I'm Mark Drager. I co-host the podcast with Evan. See, now I'm even more orange.
Yeah,
what
but
is
at least
going
you're
on?
brighter. Yeah, well, whatever. You're the film guy. Are we co-hosts? I guess we're co-hosts.
Technically, we are.
I feel like I just show up, but
That you do. You just show up, but that's okay. What you bring is magic every single week.
Wow. All right. Great. My voice cracked on that one. Okay. You got questions for me and Mark? Pop it down. Use the little question. Don't type it in the chat. Use the question box. We can bring it up on screen. Okay. What do we got? Victor in the house. How to know if I'm chasing legacy or fame?
That's an interesting question. I think it comes down to your motivations. So I think if you're chasing legacy and if you're chasing fame, you're going to continue to bump up against imposter syndrome, feeling like it's hollow, feeling like you're questioning why you're doing it. And I say all these things, but I question all these things all the time anyway. So I'm not sure if you know, unless you're doing it for the right reasons. I mean, Evan's book talks about serving other people, putting other people first. You know, if there you go, built to serve. If you're doing things simply for the history books, if you're doing things simply for the likes and you're getting that feed off of it, or you're doing things simply for the money, so that then I would say that those three things are kind of dangerous because they're going to take you pretty far in the short term. Like they will work in the short term, but you know, over 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, you're going to bounce from thing to thing to thing. So if you find yourself bouncing around, if you find yourself just going after the money or the likes, or you're not really trying to put other people first, then I would be careful of that.
I don't think this is a black or white question. I think those two are really intertwined. Instead of using the legacy and fame language, though, I would look at what did the Tony Robbins one? He has contribution and significance. I think those are tied.
Sorry, so there's certainty, uncertainty, significance, and love.
No, those two.
Oh, growth and contribution.
No, not growth. Contribution and significance. So he's got 6 human needs. This is his model, and I like the model. And growth is definitely one of mine. And then I struggled a lot between significance and contribution. I want to be contribution, but the significance is also still there, where you want to feel like you're important, like you matter, like you mean something to somebody. And so the way I take it on this is I want to with every year. I don't think you can fully let go of ego. Maybe the monks have figured it out, somewhere. So maybe Drager's figured it out in his hours of hard labor outside, removing posts from his backyard. I don't think you can ever really get there. So my goal is to just slowly move that percentage closer to contribution and away from significance, fully recognizing I'm never going to get there. So in this language, I'd say, in your own head, what is the current percentage between legacy and fame? It's a 50-50, and then just making it your goal to every day try to shift that percentage a little bit more towards legacy, recognizing that desire for fame won't fully go away. It's always going to be there, but don't let it be the driving factor.
What do you say about people who feel guilty about wanting fame because everybody says it's so bad? You know, I struggled for a long time with wanting to be wealthy because everybody talks about how bad wealth is, and it was really when I was like, well, those who have more can do more. You have more, you can give more, you can do more. It's just a tool, but I had to get over the whole like feeling guilty for wanting it. What if you want fame? What if you want legacy? What if you want money? Right? It's not your number one maybe, but you want it and you feel guilty for wanting it. What do you say to that?
Making your decisions based off of other people's opinions is always the wrong choice. Period. So you go back to what is your who, what is your one word, what is your most important core value, and that's the rock that you stand on.
The rock.
Figure. Good times. All right. What do we got? Rise by 5. I have 1,000 followers, but great engagement. Maybe
So I have
engagement.
only 1,000 followers, but great engagement.
I see.
How do I monetize?
Okay, good. Great.
How do you monetize? Well, I mean, that's not a lot of people. So if you have great engagement and you figure that maybe you'll convert, I don't know, 2%, 5%, 10%, first thing I would do is question how much are they willing to spend? What value do you need to drive for them to make it worth spending? And then find out if it's worth your time, right? So for easy numbers, let's say we have 5% of your 1,000 which will convert, right? So 10% would be 100, 5% would be 50 people. If you're going to make $20 off 50 people, is it worth your time to produce the tool to earn 50 times 20? If it's not worth your time, you can't monetize yet. If it is worth your time, then do it. But it all comes down to what your followers want from you, what value they will get from you, and what they're willing to pay. And then on my side, I would just calculate if it's worth the time of producing the resources or the tools or whatever it is you're going to sell.
I was kind of zoning out on that because I see McGrossum Design here in the house. McGrossum Design, if you're still here, give me a wave or something because I want to talk about your question with Mark. But if you've left, I'm not talking about it. So just put something there in the chat to say that you're still here. Listen, we're not going to give him airtime. We're just not watching anymore.
There you go.
We're
there he is.
Oh,
Hi,
he's
guys.
there. He's there. Okay.
Hi, guys.
Next question. We're going to answer your question, McGrossum Design. Okay, but let's finish this one first. Rise by 5. You could. You won't make a ton, but you could start to monetize. You got to really just think about what is the problem that they're facing. And maybe Mark already answered this because I was really just zoning out thinking about McGrossum Design.
I answered it perfectly.
Yeah, you did? You
Perfectly.
I didn't get the answer?
Perfectly.
Okay, then we're moving on to McGrossum Design in the house. Rise by 5. It better have an answer perfect because I have a great answer, but apparently Mark answered it perfectly. Okay, Mark, here we go. You're going to like this one.
Am I? I'm worried now.
Okay, McGrossum Design. If I get the wording wrong, correct me. I'm going to go from kind of what I remember.
Uh-oh. Evan's going from memory. Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay, so would you rather, and I want to make sure I get it right, so McGrossum, call me out if I get it wrong. Would you rather build an awesome single building or an average city?
An awesome single building.
Yeah.
No doubt.
That's interesting. So that's what he said. Did I get it right, McGrossum? Did I do it right? I think I said it right. Okay, keep going.
So I wanted to be a civil engineer and an architect for a really long time. I really wanted to be an architect. I love environments. I love architecture, like whether it's commercial or industrial or residential or whatever. Like I walk around buildings and in the cities just marveling at what we have. So the thought of being able to produce the most amazing landmark or piece that's extraordinary far outstrips the idea of putting together an average city. Like just the word average to me is also what does it. Although I like the idea of city planning. That's kind of cool, but no.
Okay, so I got the question correct. Good. Okay, just making sure that we're on the same path.
Okay.
Normally, I would agree with you, and that was his point of view as well.
But what's the point of the question? Sorry, what does this reveal about us?
This just became this was a random question that he asked me, and he's been asking me like a bunch of random questions, like I forget the other ones, Coke or Pepsi or like that kind of stuff. And then he asked this.
Coke all the time.
And normally I would default to making one amazing thing, but I think what everybody's missing and why I hung on to we were DMing back and forth and why I hung on to it and why now I'm going to hang on to you. I think what you both are missing is the scale. lots of people have built a building, especially even an amazing building. There's lots of amazing buildings. Oh, wait, did Mark zone out? Are you there? Did we lose him?
I'm here.
Oh, he's there. Okay. There's many people, individuals, with their team, whatever, have built amazing buildings, extraordinary buildings.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time?
And lots of people have built average cities, dude.
Who? Whoa,
average,
hold on. No.
Average cities?
When was the last time one person built a city?
Dude, do you know how many, like, I know of one off the top of my head, but I know that this story exists many more times. I just can't name the cities. But there have been many times that cities have been either through war or through fire leveled to the ground. And then the reason that they have these beautiful straight streets or these triangle buildings or these other things is because something happens that raises the city to the ground. One dude or one person comes along with a vision of what the city could be, and he lays out a city. Like, I think parts of New York have been laid out by a single person.
Okay,
like,
first off, that's parts of New York. But and listen, to McGrosson Design, he's doing the caveat, and so I want to make sure we got it exactly. He's like, scale is fine. Average city. So he's saying Guelph or Burlington. He said Hamilton
average
to me.
Size, not average in quality? Or what do we mean here by average?
You're not building Rome. You're not building New York. You're not building Toronto. You're building a smaller city. I don't know how many people, let's say 500,000. I don't know, not even. 100,000 people. Like, what qualifies as a city? It's not a town. It's a city. So it's a bigger
city's over 150,000 people.
Okay.
200,000 people in Canada. Yeah.
So you get to build. You get to build an average city with 100 to 150,000 people.
I don't know.
Or an extraordinary building.
Honestly,
you guys are thinking
I've played SimCity since I was a kid, and I've played all these games where you lay everything out and you do it, and I've done it all and stuff like that. So it's not like I've done it in real life, but the idea of I'm still drawn to the idea of building an amazing building.
Listen, that'd be great too. But compared to a city, it's like this is big fish in a small pond thinking.
Go back to Disney, man. Go back to Disney, right? So Disney in the 50s, when he was planning in Florida, they planned out a futuristic city. I think it's Palm Springs or something. Anyway, they planned out this futuristic city, and he's pouring tons of money into it, how great it's going to be, and all of this stuff, and then he dies mid-process.
Corey in the house says, "I'm from Hamilton, LOL." We love it, Corey. Okay, McGrosson Design saying we have 500,000 people or less. So it's a 500,000 person city.
I didn't take the word average in terms of average size. I took it in terms of you can either build the most extraordinary single thing or on scale. And I would rather build the most extraordinary one than build on scale.
But here's the thing. Here's my thinking. It's like being able to get perfect on a grade 3 spelling test versus getting 52% on a test that like no human has ever passed before. Who has built a city?
I don't know. Look at what Frank Lloyd Wright has done. Look at what modern architecture has done. It's just, anyway, that's cool. Let's move on to the next question. But
I think you guys are missing it. I think you're thinking small. I think you're getting locked up in like extraordinary, like you're missing the scale of it. 500,000 people.
Cool. We can deliver to 500,000 people and create average lives for people.
No nobody has done it. Nobody, like, who's the last person that's done it? Has built a city?
I would say maybe Hazel McCallion, who was the mayor of Mississauga for 50 years and took it from like a train had gone through Mississauga and hit in the 60s a tanker truck and blew up most of the downtown. And then they've turned it into what it is now.
A government with somebody at the head of the government, not an individual building a city.
Great. Next question. This is what hanging out with Evan's like. He gets so myopic and so caught up.
No, I focus on what is actually important.
Great.
Okay. Here we go. TikTok is banned in other countries. Is it still good to build a brand?
I don't know. I know people who've gotten like really, really big on TikTok really quickly, or they've gotten tons of views and they go, great, how do I monetize it? And the audiences just aren't the same. They're just not as sticky as far as I know. They don't carry over. They don't translate well. I think people are still figuring it out. Is it good to build a brand? Sure. If that's what you want to do and you're measuring and it's working for you. If you're not measuring, if you don't know if it's working for you or not, if it's not hitting kind of your goals, then how do you know? I mean, you can start small and you can inch your way up and see if it's driving value for you. I mean, try something. So just try it, set up a goal. Did it help you or didn't it help you? And if it did, keep going. And if it didn't, stop.
I think you're just overthinking it. Easy, Kyle, Lorca. Like, what are you doing with the rest of your time? Are you making awesome YouTube videos? Are you making awesome Instagram content? Like, people are looking for, should I start here or should I start there? And constantly overthinking. And then you don't do anything. Go build it. Go start on TikTok. Awesome. If TikTok is shut down, guess what? You've learned the skills to go off and crush it somewhere else. Why Mark Drager is so great is because he understands marketing communication. He understands how to persuade somebody through marketing. And then that applies to whatever platform comes up. That's the skill set you need to develop. Whether TikTok ends up getting banned or not, you're overthinking it. You're not producing enough. Go create.
Can I just say that when I was younger, and this thought just came to me, I thought that if I was going to build something, I had to build the right thing, the perfect thing, and I only got one shot at it. And I started my company in 2006. I still have a lot of years ahead of me, hopefully. So you're going to have a chance to build. I mean, whether you like it or not, you are going to have to build and rebuild. It's going to happen over and over again because TikTok will come and go, and YouTube will come and go, and other things will come and go, right?
Okay, listen. Okay, we got to move on. This next question is for Mark. This is Erasmo, right? This is a guy who asked for Mark's signature, right?
While we were in Dallas?
Am I getting it right, Erasmo? I'm pretty sure. Mark.
You asked me to sign the
copy of my
254. 254.
Yeah. The first time I think in history, and maybe even still to date, that Mark has been asked for his autograph that wasn't like a legal document or something, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is great. Richardson, Texas. Yes, it is. Ah,
Erasmo. Yeah.
Okay,
they came up from Houston.
So this is a Mark superfan here who's asking. This. I don't know who's the first person who asked me for my autograph. Like that'd be cool. Anyway, hey guys, is it normal to get stuck from time to time? Why is that? And how do you move forward? This is just take it home, Mark. Give it to us. We're ready.
The reason why Evan is so excited about this is this happens to me all the time, like all the time. A few times per week, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm moving backwards. I feel like I can't do it. I doubt whether I have it, whether we have enough time, whether the time has passed. So is it normal? It's 100% normal. It is totally normal. Everyone feels it. Everyone experiences it if they're doing something that challenges them, if they care about progress. I mean, the only people who don't get stuck are people who are doing exactly what they know how to do with full confidence, and they must be really, really bored. So totally normal. It's totally normal to feel like you're getting stuck because you're bumping up against your comfort zone, the things that you think that you're really good at. And so you're going to question, you're going to doubt whether you have it, whether you can get better. You're not noticing the progress you're making. And so how do you move forward? What's the next step? I think that's what Evan would tell me. What's the next step? And then do that step, whether you feel like it or not, whether you feel good or not, whether you're confident or not. What's the next step? And take it. You know, earlier today I was overthinking something. I was measuring stuff for posts that I'm putting in a fence, and I was overthinking, and I just had to say to myself, like less thinking, more action. Less thinking, more doing. Let's go, Drager. Do. And so I literally had to tell myself to start moving my feet, to pick up the tools, it's okay if I make a mistake. I can fix it later. Just stop thinking about it and start doing. So how do you get over it? Do what's next. Let's go.
I'm just going to move on. I like it. That's the Mark Drager superfan. He got his answer. Okay. Roseanne is asking, hi, I just have a business question, if that's okay with you. We are two people and wanting to do business together as
partners. Where's Roseanne, the question?
We lost too much time at the start. Hold on. Let's see if I can find the mini version of that. Oh, hold on. It's the mini version. Hold on. We're two people wanting to do business together as a partnership. He is a friend that I've known, and then it gets cut off again. Okay.
So here's what I would say. Anytime that you're going into partnership with someone, you are marrying them. It is just as intimate. It is just as important that you guys click and get along. And the only thing I would say, being very realistic about this, is prepare to give up your friendship. It's not to say that you guys may not be able to maintain your friendship, but chances are, as you move from friends to business partners, your relationship will change and you may start to see each other differently. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're comfortable with it. If you try to hold on to your friendship and you try to have a business relationship and you guys are bumping up against each other, you may be taken advantage of because you're working so hard to try and say, why can't we be friends? Why can't things be the way they used to be? So the relationship is going to change. It's going to mature. It's going to grow. You may find yourself being really great work partners, but maybe moving away from simply being friends. And so I would just say, look at, you may even lose the friendship, but are you comfortable with that? I have always been very, very hesitant to bring on partners, only because I just think, am I going to spend the next 5 or 10 or 15 years working beside this person? And do they want to work beside me? And so I would just go in with open eyes.
I'm taking this in a different direction. I think if you lose the friendship, you lose the business partnership. I haven't seen somebody come in as friends. I've seen a lot of people come in as friends, lose the friendship, but then not be great business partners and terrible friends afterwards. Like if you lose that friendship, the business is gone.
I mean, I would agree with you. I've heard lots of stories of people who lose the friendship and then 3, 4, 5 years later, that person is exited. Like one of them has to exit the business. But I also know other people. I know siblings who work together who do not speak to one another outside of work and do not get along and do not socialize and do not hang out because they just show up that way. Who knows?
It's a low-performing business.
Who knows? Hey guys, the guys off Mythbusters, right? The 2 hosts off Discovery Mythbusters. Everyone wants them to be best friends. They are not friends. They show up to work. They do their work. They did a great job. They went off their separate ways. They never had dinner together. They never hung out together.
Okay, but I'm not saying you have to be friends with your business partner. But if you're coming in as friends and you lose the friendship, the business is gone.
Okay, so just be prepared for that, basically, right?
Well, no, I would if the friendship is starting to dwindle because of the business relationship, then you have to recognize that if you keep going down this path, you're going to lose a friend and you're going to lose a business partner and you're going to have to move on and adjust. So you have to get ahead of it. The first person I hired in my business wasn't a partner, but I hired him was my best friend from high school to write for me.
How did that work out?
Not great in business. I thought he liked to write. I got a website. I need content. Perfect. I didn't like to write, so let's do it. And I hired him, and he was the kind of guy who's so perfect on writing like the perfect piece of content. He's like, dude, Andrew, man, I need like an article a day, not one a month, because you're worried about the placement of the period here. And it became stressful that I wanted to move quickly and he wanted to have it perfect. And it was stressful for both of us to the point where he had to leave the business. But it was never personal, like, you suck, where's my thing, I hate you. Like, we never had big blow-ups like that. And he's in Japan, but we're still friends. Like, we didn't let that blow up the business or blow up the friendship. It just wasn't the best fit. So when you recognize that there's a strain on the friendship because of the business, and this happens a lot, like people go in, hey, 50-50, you own half, I own half. Somebody always ends up working harder than the other one. And then you end up resenting that person for not working harder, right? So like, you don't know what you're doing. Don't just start a business and go 50-50 from the beginning without having some kind of, work relationship. But yeah, as soon as you see the friendship start to dwindle, you have to save the friendship. Because if you don't save the friendship, you're not going to save the business. And the best thing might be, there may be a way to work it out and have it happen, or somebody might have to leave. But you have to work to save the friendship. That's my take. Zen. I hope we got it. We got cut off twice. It was a really long question. But I hope we got it. Okay, Mark. Wow, that went fast.
Is it already time?
Yeah.
I have no clocks around me. Okay.
Yeah. I love how you guys dissect the awkward dynamics. We dissect the awkward dynamics? Is that what we're doing?
Sure. Or maybe they're saying that we just put out all these awkward dynamics between the two of us.
All right. Well, that works. Like if we were a partner, I mean, we're almost partners and like working together on stuff. But if the friendship went away. It's like, I don't talk to you. Jesus Christ, Drager. I'll go find somebody else.
But hold on, if business went away, we wouldn't be friends either. You have said point blank on no certain terms that the closest people get to being friends with you is because there's like shared experience.
Sure.
And the only experience you have is business experience. You don't like come over to our house and karaoke with us or get together.
Yeah, but I would still consider, like, I haven't seen my friend Andrew in maybe 2 years because he's in Japan. Maybe 4 years. I don't know when the last time I saw him. But if he came back and we got together or whatever, we could just go right back to, like, I still consider him my friend, even though we're not working on something together. If you stopped helping me, I'd still consider you a friend.
Okay.
It's just I haven't seen him in a while because we're not working on
See,
something.
If I don't see people for a while, they're like I delete them from Facebook even. Like I'm just like
Wow.
I'm like next. I've had people like my wife's really good friends who I'm just like, I'm not that interested in what they're doing anymore. So they're off Facebook, and then I get these random like friend requests from them where they're like, hey, when did we stop being friends? So yeah,
Marcus,
you got to stay in the bubble, otherwise
ruthless.
I'm off onto the next thing.
Wow, talk about being good with people. Jesus. Okay. Anyway, Mark, you got stuff to do. You gotta plant your posts and work on my landing page.
Plant my posts.
Is
You don't
that what you have
plant
to do?
posts.
Stake your posts.
Steak is closer, but no.
Plant,
I mean,
you put it in the
you
ground.
form them. You form them, right?
No.
You
You
pour
gotta
footings.
plant them, Mark. You gotta put
You
them in
don't
with love.
plant
Yeah.
posts.
Now
You
you
pour
do.
footings.
No. You're making it. That's so stale and cold and unfriendly. This is a backyard.
Hey,
that's gonna
if these posts
give
don't
life
do
to
well,
your friends and family.
if these posts
You're
don't do well, they
planting
get cut off, man. They
You're
get cut off.
planting them, Mark. Plant them.
Okay, check out the Something Improved podcast by looking up Something Improved podcast or Evan Carmichael and podcast on Apple, Stitcher, all of that stuff. And have a great long weekend, Evan.
Is it a long weekend?
It is Labor Day. Kids go back to school soon.
All right. Erasmo, your super fan is saying, Mark, you have to post more.
I have to post more? Okay.
Yeah.
Or I have to work on more posts.
No, you have to post more. All this
Okay.
stuff is just his vacation stuff. I know. We're waiting for the fire. I'm waiting for Mark to actually post some content too. This is the most he's posted in a while. He's coming though. The rebirth is happening. After he plants his posts, he's going to post about his plants. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Ciao.